I am grateful to you. 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 Right there, Raoul Powell hit the nail on the head. This is something that a significant number of individuals do not comprehend. Out here, there are people. There is no movement in XRP. This does not move at all. There is no motion in that. First things first, let's take a short glance at the pricing of XRP. It goes without saying that we are going to make our way back to the rankings, but I would like for you all to have a look at this. From its low point in November of the previous year, the price of XRP has increased by a factor of 7. Therefore, he has done an excellent job. You will be able to see insane price behavior if you choose the appropriate coins. Guys, we are currently experiencing a bull market. There is currently a bull market. As you probably already know, people have a tendency to forget that, but the market is maturing. XRP has been following the bull trend, which is wonderful to see, but there are a lot of other coins that are still not moving at all. If you have been watching that on my channel, you need to know that XRP has been following the bull trend. At this point, the diversification of the strategy comes into play. You should avoid having just one asset in your portfolio, especially if you have been investing for a considerable amount of time. This is because you run the risk of losing money on a variety of different gains, and when you have just one asset, your risk factor is extremely high. Nevertheless, have a look at this. Avoid chasing gains if you are just starting out. In the market, time is of the essence. With this cycle, you should be able to make money, but there is more to play for throughout the course of time. At this point, he tells me you have approximately 5 years, and I'm not going to say what he says. I beg you, please don't mess it up. To ensure that you are able to refer to this tweet, it will be pinned. Just sit back and let everything unfold and make your money along the way. Apologies to everyone. I'm still feeling a little under the weather, and I apologize for that. As he puts it, my research indicates that the next 6 to 9 months have the potential to bring about a transformation in all of our lives, but you shouldn't put all of your faith in it. If you want to limit risk while also playing for higher prices, you should think about selling on a certain date and buying longer dated calls in due course. In this scenario, you will only lose your premium, just like I did in 2021 with Ethereum, and you will only risk 5% for my prospective leg higher, which did not work out. In regard to this topic, I am grateful for your attention. What are your individual thoughts? Please share them with me in the comments section. Again, this is a topic, but I completely agree with what he is saying here with regard to, if you choose the appropriate coins over the course of the past several months or years, the sun has already risen. Provided you go back to the latter part of the previous year, you will see that some individuals have already done fairly well for themselves in just 1 year, provided they choose the appropriate coins. And once more, he is personally estimating that it will be between 6 and 9 months. It being said, where exactly would it put us in the first place? This is March or possibly June. It seems that his entire timetable is from March to June, as if that is the case. In addition, this brings me back to the 2017 cycle, when we observed that 2018 was the most successful year in the market. As we watched, the market began to move in a direction that was more negative. After then, we witnessed what seemed to be a couple of fake outs, if you recall, throughout the springtime. Again, only time will tell what happens. For your own personal opinion, please share it with me in the comments section. Perhaps by that time, we will learn whether or not there will be some kind of incentive for projects based in the United States. Evidently, rumors are spreading like wildfire. If that is the case, then when we get to that moment in time, rather than right now, we should be talking about that particular topic. Please share your thoughts with me in the comments section on what he has said. But before you do so, take a look at this. Sandy, who is the chief of innovation at Franklin Templeton, has stated that blockchain protocols are going to be the utilities of the future for the entire planet. Every single book that has ever been written will be stored on public blockchains, and all financial items will also be digitally native. What do you think, guys? As a result of the RPL ledger, in addition to this, they are of the opinion that L1s and L2s will eventually become the utility ledgers for the entire planet. The work of Franklin Templeton is going to be significant. Shattered to Crypto Inside UK forecasted that we could see a breakthrough, which is something that we have been anticipating and talking about on the channel. You could see that there is a small bull flag here for XRP. In my perspective, 320 is a threshold that should be considered, but we need to take things one step at a time in order to get there. On the other hand, I mentioned this in my most recent update here. To reiterate, if you did not see the most recent update, you should have a look at this Bitcoin, which appears to be substantially discounted in comparison to the M2 money supply. You are able to look at this for yourself. Additionally, keep in mind the positive association. And in the event that this were to occur again, we would be able to bring those projections to fruition. With regard to Bitcoin, a few of these specialists are saying, therefore, the Ripple National Bank charter would make it possible to directly integrate the additional PL into the mainframe of the United States financial system. Do not forget that. On the other hand, let's have a look at the current state of the prices. It is displaying some very, very intriguing stuff. So if you are looking at the dominance, you should be aware of that. So it is pulling down in a really abrupt manner. Over the course of the past hour or two, we have witnessed a slight increase in the number of people. In spite of the fact that we are about to enter Tuesday morning, you want to be concentrating on how it is falling regardless of whether or not Bitcoin has reached a new all-time high. However, as Bitcoin is experiencing a slight decline in its price, dominance has actually decreased, which is a positive indicator for alternative cryptocurrencies, as we are aware. But we retested close to $3.10 and multiple times, but we want to see that breakout, which I believe is more closer than a lot of people are thinking. XRP, on the other hand, is currently resting below the $3 key zone. However, we retested it several times. According to what we mentioned in the update that we provided yesterday, everything is going so far so good, and you are aware of where we are at the moment. There is going to be a further decline in dominance, and I believe that this is the point at which the fun really starts for all coins. We are going to attack this problem one step at a time. How do you guys feel about the remarks that you guys have made? What do you guys think about whatever Ralph Powell has to say? We'll see you later. And in the meantime, peace out, Crypto ZX. iBit, which is owned by BlackRock, made a purchase of 7,720 Bitcoins for over $1 billion yesterday. Please discuss the inflows. The Crypto ZX channel would like to extend a warm welcome to the XRP troops. We are grateful for all the affection. When we take a look at the market as a whole right now, we can see that Monday was an incredible day for the market as a whole. Despite the fact that we have witnessed a slight decline in the overall market over the course of the past hour, which you can see for yourself, this month has been incredible on a consistent basis. And based on what we are witnessing in terms of the overall market, I have no question that tomorrow will be the same as well. I have no doubt about that. The beginning of the week has been marked by a lot of great developments so far. I'm sorry, the price of XRP is currently sitting just below $3. To be more precise, it is $2.97, but it is actually $3. A further decrease of approximately 0.6% in Bitcoin, with a valuation of $178 billion and a trading volume of $6.2 billion over the course of 24 hours. As is customary, I would want to make it clear that the content on this channel does not constitute financial advice. If you are considering investing in cryptocurrency, you should always conduct your own research and due diligence. Take note to what Quentin has to say. There are far too many people who anticipate that the cycle will peak in the fourth quarter. When has cryptocurrency ever performed as everyone anticipates it to? Consequently, this is essentially saying that despite the fact that everyone believes that the fourth quarter is going to be the best, it is possible that the market will continue to extend into the new year. Also, if you have been following my channel, you are aware that I have been stressing that no one knows where the market peak is going to be. And I cannot stress this point enough. Because of the institutional interest that is coming in, the demand that we are seeing from institutions, and the regulation that is coming into the cryptocurrency space, there are a lot of different analysts out there who are projecting that this market will actually push a little bit further. Perhaps we will see a little bit of a higher push. On the other hand, as of right now, we need to be, in terms of making a profit, you want to think strategically because we don't know what the unknown is, right? We do not know whether or if the cycle will continue for a longer period of time, possibly pushing into the second quarter of the next year. If you've been following the channel, you know that I've been predicting that the fourth quarter will be the best, or perhaps we will see January as the best. That is something that I have stated on my channel an innumerable number of times, but once again, nobody truly knows who is at the top. That being said, if you are going to be thinking that the market might push for a longer period of time this time around, and perhaps some of the large blue chip coins are going to emerge from the 4-year cycle, then you are absolutely correct. We are not aware of that. Nobody is aware of that. Another point to consider is that here is when the risk strategy comes into play. If you want to reduce the amount of risk you are exposed to, you should lock in your earnings and remain consistent with your overall approach. One more time, I wouldn't be surprised if we did enter the first quarter of the year, possibly in January or February. To reiterate,